Hello and welcome to Beyond the Rift. After no, you see, you why'd you take it? No. So
what, really? Do we have to do it again?
Yes, we'll just
all right.
we'll just
Hello,
start going.
welcome to Beyond the Rift. I'm your host Roll Zero. This is my co-host Demon Machine. With us today we have Alisite and Rocknar. Alisite is our.
We need to put up a thing for Rocknar. Go ahead.
Yes.
Continue.
Alisite is our resident pro. He has been playing the game a while. I've played several games with him. He is pretty decent. He has done some great guides for us. You should check out his guide on Raw. You can find that at BL Gaming in our forums. It's really good. It has icons and everything. And you can tell we really enjoyed writing it. Today we will be talking about Smite, the game, all that other Smitey things, gods and legends and
patch notes.
Patch
mythology,
notes. Wait,
patch
there's
notes.
patch notes?
Yeah,
they
they
patched
did.
this
Patch
thing?
notes.
They just hit.
They patched this game? Really?
Yeah,
They do.
well,
Oh,
Really?
well,
they have their preliminary patch notes, or whatever you call them.
sweet. I like
Cool.
patches. Mm-hmm.
I'd
So, yeah,
also
we
like
go
to
over
shout-
those.
Shout out to
I've been
Duke for
wanting to go over
who's
those.
chilling out in chat. We love
Yep,
Duke.
yep. All right.
Like meeting him at PAX. It was nice.
Yeah, it was fun seeing you at PAX, dude. So let's get this done. So,
I guess I'll jump on the
Alisite,
patch notes
how are you today?
after you.
I'm
introduce-
good. You?
Great. I am doing great.
Holy shit, dude.
What?
I can't take you all night like this.
Whoa.
You are like some kind of whacked out today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out any other episode ever. He's much calmer and much tireder. I don't know if I could do this.
Oh,
Continue.
it's okay. So,
Okay.
so since you're doing well tonight, let's go ahead and jump in those patch notes.
Okay. So, I guess we'll go over some of the big ones. Well, the match invite seems to be pretty well. I want to go over the big one for me.
Big one,
They
yes.
changed the name of the Big Ass Fury. They changed it to the Gold Fury instead of the Big Ass Fury.
Wait, so
That is the most important note in the entire.
okay.
I love that.
Throw your mind in the toilet and you see right where that went. They went from
Hey, we all want a solid gold toilet. I know. It's okay.
yeah. That's not what I was
So-
getting at.
Really?
Really, it's
Oh.
not.
Oh, well, never mind. I take it back.
Okay, so
continue.
anyway, some of the actual patch notes, the queue patch notes. When you go into a queue, instead of just everyone going in there and then you having to wait the whatever 100 seconds for someone to drop,
Right.
there's an accept and decline before you go into the God select.
Mhm.
So if they decline, you get out there instead of the waiting the whole whatever seconds.
Oh, that's what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was frustrating. I had
And
time.
then there's some other UI stuff that.
Yes, I'm glad you fixed that. I was playing. I tried to play a game. Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Aw.
fixing it, don't worry.
A few days ago, that it took me 10 times to get into a game because they kept dropping like flies.
Yeah.
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 So they fixed that. That's awesome. I'm a fan.
And then there's there are no longer two different 5v5 queues. Additional matchmaking logic has been added to improve matches with everyone joining a single queue, which I'm not exactly sure exactly what that means, but better matchmaking, I'm guessing.
Awesome.
Settings, we have disabled the blue targeting arrow, which everyone was complaining after it first
I liked it.
appeared
Yeah.
there.
Well, it was pretty. It was like pasted on. I mean, it's a really cool idea to be able to tell where exactly you can do it, and especially with like magic casters, because they're all like that. It was so much easier to land your hits. So I can see it coming back, but not in the form of a giant blue arrow on the ground.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's an option now instead of
I
just
hope it's an option.
being there. You can turn it off and on, so newer players can use it, but more experienced players won't need to have the thing there.
Really, what's the downside?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
I mean, if it's an option, then yeah, that's awesome. I mean, they should also give an option for like a invisible, like a transparent wall that is your max range. That'd be a good one. It's like, like very translucent, maybe red or blue. That way you can definitely tell when they're in it. You can definitely tell when they're out of it. Just a thought. Maybe when you land your ultimate or something like that. That'd be a nice trick for me. Like especially with Odin's ultimate, for instance, where it's a big old circle. It'd be great to have something like that because then you can tell exactly who's in it.
yeah, I'm a fan of the big old circle. I'm glad they added some of those reticles, like the one for Artemis. That big old other circle. That
Yeah.
damn boar. Damn boar.
That boar.
Bore.
That-
Or its own
board.
character.
When you
I
Artemis
know
isn't
it is.
the-
It has its own health and hit
The
points.
boar
Artemis
is
is
the
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 guy.
only ultimate with its own hit points.
I'm more afraid of the boar than Artemis.
You can kill the boar before it charges again. Just good luck trying.
Nerf
Okay,
the boar.
so I guess we should move on.
You so mad?
Buffs and debuffs are larger, I guess. The stacks and timers have size increased. Stack counters of 1 will no longer show the number on the buff debuff icon. I guess that has to do with stacking items like Devourer's gloves and such things. And then skills that are available for upgrade now have a glow, which is very nice.
Ooh, I like
It'll
that.
be easier to tell you when it's upgradable.
I like that.
And death recap prompt move to the bottom instead of the top. I guess that's a nice little help. Not that it helps that much, but it's a nice little
Yeah.
HUD
It's
thing.
polish.
Yeah, there we go.
And
So
taking the key
items.
binding off of R.
Oh.
Sorry.
Items are pretty important. New item, Rod of Will. It gives magical protection based item that gives additional or protection to crowd control abilities.
Neat.
That'll be pretty nice in general. And there's a whole bunch of new abilities, there are a lot of passive new abilities. There's passive speed, passive crowd control reduction, passive golden EXP gain, passive respawn reduction. It doesn't say how much they will be, but if they're 500, that'll be nice.
And I have a question for HiRezDuke, if he's still in here. Will these stack with items that already give these effects?
That was a good question.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine them not. Because the things that don't stack, like boots and all that, they give a fairly substantial, boost. If they didn't stack, it'd have to be a really, really substantial boost.
Well, they are pretty big boosts, like 10% movement speed boost for the passive speed, 30% for the crowd control reduction, 10% golden EXP, and 25% reduction to respawn.
Like there was already the tank boots already was 25% cooldown reduction, and with these two additional not cooldown,
I'll say, wow, I missed those boots.
crowd control reduction.
Like, where were those at level 1?
So if you in theory get all these, that to me says 75% crowd control reduction,
Well,
and that
think
sounds ridiculous.
I think the gold ones combined with Midas boots will be a problem, especially on pushers like Raw and I don't know, some of the.
You wouldn't be
heavier
able to get
push-
them at the start of the game.
True. Well, still go back as soon as you have 500 gold, and by that you get 20% extra gold. I think that's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, more gold is nice, unless the game goes on for a really long time, and then it isn't nearly as useful. Although, you will get all your best items before everyone else, so there's that.
Yeah.
So, speaking of more gold...
Wait, hold on real quick. It says
Go for
from
it.
kills.
Yeah,
So
that's how.
that has nothing to do with last hits? Or
No, it
sprint?
has. Okay, it's like Midas boots right now. They actually do give the gold from passive,
Tell me you can't
from
read.
anything passive, and they give it from minion last hits, kills, anything like that. Like Fury right now gives you 330 gold.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
So yeah,
I'm a fan of more gold. More gold.
Mm-hmm.
All
Oh.
right. So I was going to ask him. Yes. Since we were talking about gold at the more gold later game, what do you do when all your things are full with really good items and you have a lot of gold and you already have 3 abilities?
buy the consumables, the potion of magical might, and there's the $3,000 potion right there.
Ah.
That
Tell
gives
us
you,
about
like,
that one.
20%, I believe it is. The there's the huge physical potion, which gives you 20%, I believe, to magical and physical powers, and then there's the defense one that gives you 50 to both resistances. They cost 3,000 each.
Do they stack?
I believe they do. If you have the money to buy both of them at the same time.
Well, you buy one, use it, buy the other, use it.
Yeah, so this should help cut down on game times.
Will it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you get to that 30-minute mark and you're, still not either pushing one or the other, and you just happen to have 3K, you can just buy it and drive it on home.
Mm-hmm. And unless you're a magic dealer, and then they'll just kill you. But yeah, it happens. Although you will be able to kill at least one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do people gotta call me?
Why? Because you don't put your phone on silent. They know. They're watching the stream. They're like,
Oh, yeah,
I
they
bet
are.
he has his phone there, and it's not on
that's-
silent.
They're trolling. So, Rocknar, tell us about
Rocknar.
what you do like about this game. I mean, is there any more patch notiness that we're missing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot
there's
more patch
all-
notes.
Okay, then
For
continue.
all
on
the
patch note.
gods.
Oh, okay. So
Then do
let's
it.
go. Let's start on
Do
that.
it.
So Agni
Agni.
got a
yes.
bit of a buff.
Ooh.
Noxious Fumes is I guess the stun combo is now easier to land with Noxious Fumes, which is
Oh,
great.
Awesome.
That was one of the bigger problems with it because of the delay in between that and trying to cast something such as Flame Wave or the dash or her ult,
Yeah.
I always call Agni her,
Yeah.
but
You like the hips.
so that should be easier to land and make her much better.
See?
And
Yeah.
then Noxious Fumes also had the cooldown reduced by 3 seconds from 15 to 12. That's a pretty nice change right there. Since it already lasts 10 seconds, you can now almost permanently keep it up. And then last but not least for Agni, Flame Wave, the cooldown is changed from 14 seconds so that it decreases per level. So it's 15 at 1, 14, 13, 12, and 11 at max level. So these changes should help Agni a lot.
Cool.
I'm worried about what it will do to Agni, because Agni for me is already probably one of the best characters in the game to show the power of positioning and being able to control melee versus range. He has all of the tools to do that efficiently, and the combo I felt was hard to land because if it was easier to land, that would give him too much control over any fight.
Well, it was hard to land unintentionally, I think. I mean, it wasn't... I mean, how it read and how it felt just wasn't quite there. As far as... I mean, that's what I read from it.
Yeah, that's what I think it is more, because the delays on it just seemed very off and kind of awkward when you were trying to hit the buttons. That delay made it really annoying.
Well, you could also put it on top of
I'm gonna make you watch this
the flame,
The trail,
fire. Yeah.
But
And it
I
would
think this
stun.
may overbuff Agni a tiny bit. People don't. I think his strength is a bit underwhelming right now, or not underwhelming. Underappreciated. I don't think that's it.
Oh,
but
it
he's
is.
almost
It
sleeper
definitely
OP'd when
His
he has.
ratios are kind of bad.
Yeah, I'll
His
give him
ratios
that.
are pretty bad, but you got to remember he has the 3 long range stun or hits, and what was I gonna say? Oh, Gem of Isolation on Agni is insane right
yes,
now.
it is. Oh, it's ridiculous because of his giant range, and then he can just walk up to you and do that other thing. You can't get away from him, or he can prevent you from running away or slow you, so his more powerful teammates can come and own you. Because, well, at higher level, he's just not that scary.
Yeah.
Just put up
So-
like 100 magic resist, you don't really have to worry about anything anymore. You're like, oh, well, that'll hurt a little bit, but, you know, I'm more worried about that spider or that archer lady that seems to crit a lot. And
But okay, I guess we'll move on.
mm-hmm.
So, Arachne, life or drain life. The description has now been changed to indicate the silence. That's very nice because
Ooh.
there have been arguments all over the place that people are like, "Oh, it silences. Oh, it totally stops you or whatever, disrupts you." But so now it kind of shows that it's a silence that'll help newer players know what they're actually going up against instead of just kind of, "Oh, why can't I cast anything when I'm getting jumped on?" Okay, so then we have Bastet, her 9 lives passive, which has been getting some feedback on the forums of how it's underwhelming. They reduced the respawn timer modified by, or they upped, I guess, the reduced respawn from 15 to 25%. We'll see how
Nice.
that goes. People have been complaining that it kind of doesn't fit in with her, that it's kind of underwhelming since you shouldn't be dying anyways, and it doesn't help high-level play at all.
Nope.
So we'll see how
That's
this...
just silly. People
deals
who
with it.
think it's underwhelming are the people who die early in the game.
I
Well,
think it's more
Hey,
just...
hey. Leave me
also speaking of dying, I learned recently about an unfortunate bug that I wanted to talk about
Yeah,
because
I know
HiRezDuke is here, so maybe he can fix it. That when you close the game and log back in, you're alive again,
Oh my gosh.
regardless of how long your death timer was.
Oh.
So if you die and you have 90 seconds on your death timer and you close your game and log back in, you're alive again. And if you have a
Interesting.
fast computer, that's like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
So
my
you guys
ass-
should totally fix that.
Also,
Totally fix that so people don't abuse it. Right,
also
Alisite?
we had to.
Oh, yeah.
Alisite and I were playing, and I was Odin, and I went to jump on a Arachne, didn't I?
Oh,
And
yeah. I
I
think she
landed on
grabbed you at
her,
the same
So
time.
that you
then
fix it.
went through the floor.
Because we
Oh,
fix.
sorry.
Oh yeah, that time you went through the
Sorry,
floor.
Duke.
Yeah,
That
I
was
went-
hilarious.
I totally went through the floor and was like looking all up, going woo. You know,
Oh yeah,
and then
you
I
couldn't
figured
do
out that I
anything.
had
You were
to
just stuck
quit
in the
out
ground,
and-
falling infinite.
And like,
Yeah.
or your mouse not working on all the overlays,
gosh,
or
you can't-
your,
Oh, come on now.
or
You can't
all
get-
of your icons disappearing.
He doesn't fix bugs, but I mean, you know, he can. mention
I
it,
know,
so.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just those are bugs that cause you not to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating.
Although I will say, I think they fixed the bug where it comes to my mouse running off the screen.
Us not broadcasting, actually. We love you, man. Huh? Mouse? What about the mouse?
Oh.
No, well, like when you got dual monitors and you have it in borderless window mode, if you like go all the way to the left, which my monitor's on the left side, so I have it, of course, on the left side.
Yeah.
Then my mouse would run off, and I'd click and be off the game, and then I'd be watching myself going ah, while I furiously whack at things trying to get my mouse to go back on the screen.
Yeah.
But you know, that
It also has to do something,
I
like,
don't
it seems
know
to happen more when you have XSplit open.
yeah.
There's something weird. If you lose cursor, press F11 twice. See, that's why we're
See?
talking about
Great.
bugs. I'm not sure how that works at all, but I like it.
That's good to know. So
What's
I'll keep-
F11 do once?
Oh, I was about to say there was
It,
an F11
full
key,
screen.
Oh. Yeah. If your computer's gone Alt plus Enter twice. Wow.
That also.
I
full
like
screen.
this. Why
If your
can't
mouse leaves the primary monitor, press Escape twice. Workarounds. Okay. I mean,
Huh,
yeah. It's,
I like it. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a way
yeah.
to no instead of I can
Sweet.
hit Escape
Yeah,
instead
that
of
way-
frantically finding my mouse.
Yeah, because when you're in a fight and it keeps happening, you're trying to run away and you do it again, and yeah, it's very, very unfortunate.
Yeah. But you know, what can you do? What can you do?
Okay.
That's why it's still in beta.
So we'll go on to Hebo.
Yes.
Water cannon. Increase the base damage per rank from whatever it is now to 100, 160, 220, 280, 340. It's about 20 first level, 30 increase second level, 40 increase third level, and at max level it's a 60 increase.
Nice.
I think that is a pretty going to make him over the top right now. That is
Yeah.
kind of insane.
I was kind of wondering that too. I thought he was pretty.
He's really strong. The
Yeah.
thing with him is his passive is what makes that strong, because it increases his magic power by a percentage up to 30%, I think, when he casts abilities.
And that's
one's
not that
already-
hard to get up with this Q having a 3-second cooldown. Or
Yeah,
his
his Q's,
one, my
his
bad.
Q's what, 4 seconds? His one is 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and his I'm not sure if it procs off his water cannon, but yeah, I mean you can get some really sick damage numbers pretty quick, but the base damage on it is pretty low. Like if you don't have a lot of plus magic stuff, it's really terribly underwhelming.
True, but I think if they're gonna increase the base damage that much, they're gonna need to bring down the scaling a bit, maybe to like 80%. I don't know.
Or it could do like 95% just to keep it a bit. Well,
Just
if you're going to increase the base damage and you don't want the max damage to go under, you don't want to decrease the thing by too much if
Mhm.
you just want it more damage at the very low. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
about
see
new
how it
patch
goes.
notes? I didn't know either.
Yeah.
I
They-
like got here and they're like, "Hey, we're doing it on Smite," and I'm like, "Awesome! I happen to be playing that."
Okay, so
Nice.
Hell, she got pretty much an entire rework. Well, maybe not entire rework.
Hell, heal.
Yep, Hell.
Yes, finally.
So, Dark Stance. Decay. The new ability fires a projectile that detonates on hit, doing a damage to all nearby enemies. I'm going to kind of miss the little channel thingy, but
Bio leech.
yeah, that thing's pretty fun. I like it. But I
Yeah.
think this will be pretty interesting to see. Hinder, the new 2, I think it is. The ability is now a ground target AoE that slows enemies while reducing their magical protections. That could be interesting also. But in return for that, they got rid of on Repulse. The ability has its damage increased significantly, but no longer slows or knocks back enemies. So she's losing a hard CC, but she gains an AoE slow. So we'll see how that works out.
Interesting. Slows are very strong in this game, so
Yeah.
That's not a hard CC.
Knockback's a hard CC, isn't it?
No, the difference between hard and soft CC is soft CC, you become impaired. Hard CC, you lose control.
I could have sworn that was a hard CC, but okay. Anyways.
knockback can be
that's
very
over.
useful though.
Would
For
it be
the person
considered
being
losing
knocked back.
control? Well, I mean, it depends on which way you're being knocked back.
I would have thought it would have been hard CC, but
I love
anyways,
being knocked back as
Restoration.
Hebo. It makes me happy.
The Light Stance Restoration, the new ability fires a projectile that does damage to a single enemy and heals health for 50% of the damage done.
Sweet.
I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. We'll
It
see how it
depends on the
goes.
scaling, I guess. Because I can
And then-
imagine. So say if it scales really well at the end levels, you might do 500, 600, 700 damage. It's pretty
We'll
decent
see.
heal.
The damage really is important on it, which we're not getting to see in these patch notes. But
When's the patch
And
come out?
then-
Did they say?
Tomorrow.
it should be Friday. It says Friday, June
Friday.
15th.
That would be
Friday.
tomorrow.
If you're
Oh, yeah.
still here, HiRezDuke. Good patch notes so far.
And then cleanse.
HiRezDuke.
Yeah.
It's broken
Uh,
as shit.
Still.
The new ability is a ground target that removes all crowd control on allies instantly and protects them for future ones for a limited time. Basically an AoE spell shield that cleanses. That's pretty OP.
I like it. So they're giving her proper like magic support.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
would
it's
be
more-
willing to say that that's more overpowered than Bar was.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the numbers. I mean, right now she is like super duper amazing healer, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think it's turning her more from a healer that just kind of sits there into an active person that
Utility
sits there
almost.
during
Yeah.
the fight and has to cast her spells to be very useful, and
Yeah.
he's just more action oriented.
That's what you want. I mean, especially in a game like this, you want it to be more action.
Yeah.
We're not in it to stare at all the creeps. I wanna do that
Okay,
at
so
Good
Odin got nerfed, but it's not as bad as
Huge nerf.
it could be.
Oh, of
Ruined.
course.
Reduced,
All right, what is it? What is
the,
it?
No, don't tell me. Don't ruin my Odin.
Ruin
they
your Odin.
reduced the radius of the minimap visibility for Birds of Wisdom, and that's it.
Cool. By how much?
It doesn't say.
Oh.
Of course, like I said, the numbers aren't on here other than
Yeah.
like Kibo's water cannon.
I imagine they'll do it just a little because I always felt like using it was just a little bit too far. Because you could see
Yeah.
like plus one lane over plus about half of another.
Yeah.
So it was just a bit strong.
We'll see. I don't think it's gonna hurt it. Of course, it's not gonna hurt him that bad, especially since most of the complaints are aimed at his tankiness while dealing damage, and I say his attack speed buff. So we'll see how this goes for now.
Cool.
I think it will reduce his utility, but one of the huge complaints it won't get rid of.
What are
Okay.
the
So-
you can't tease us with a huge complaint and not tell us what it is. It's not
Oh, what are you
nice.
talking about? The huge complaint of, being super tanky in his ring and being able to 1v5 people, even though
Oh.
they had the same items and whatnot. 1v5ing people and whatnot is the major complaint.
That
But here we go.
kills
You're
anyone with AoE.
1v5ing is the way
You
to
can
go,
only
isn't it?
1v5 someone really, really squishy.
okay, so Sun Wukong, this is a pretty big change, Year of the Monkey, he no longer pogos during his ultimate.
Thank God. I love the
I
pogo
missed that.
animation, but really?
This is such a huge nerf to him. I mean, the
I know.
pogoing was
It was so cool.
amazing.
See, I think he should have been pogoing and attacking, because I think the problem was when he was pogoing, it wasn't obvious that you were actually still attacking.
True.
Because you can still click and it still attacks. There's just nothing on the screen to let you know that that's actually happening.
Yeah.
So I figure they're fixing it, and hopefully they're going to release a pogo attack animation. 'Cause that would be cool, and you guys want to do it.
Oh yeah.
Change his two into a pogo somehow. I think that
Well,
could work.
I mean,
bounces
like,
and then picks
even-
it up and smacks somebody and bounces and picks it up and smacks somebody.
Yeah, like, I mean, even if they bring back the pogo animation like as it is, you can't tell he's attacking. So you just make him attack.
Yeah.
While he's doing it, like, he hits someone with a stick or a fish, whatever. He's monkey. He can do his thing.
Land shark.
I mean,
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
it could be like a vase, or he could, like, pick up a flower pot, or...
He should go Kashunk.
Yeah.
So the last patch note, I think this was specifically for J.K. Kennedy.
Mhm.
Searing pain on Raw. Build up is no longer interruptible by crowd control effects.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Because doesn't it, then if you're interrupted, use the cooldown?
It's really glitchy. I'm not sure if it actually uses the cooldown or if it I think if you die during it, I don't think it uses the cooldown. I think it doesn't cast, but you have it back for when you come back alive.
Well, cooldown's not that long anyway, and if it's late in the game, well, you're going to have it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes you time to get back.
Yeah.
So,
Unless they're at your Minotaur.
yeah. So I want to ask the question to all of our viewers who would be kind enough to call us up and argue this point.
Oh, yes,
How
yes,
do
yes.
you guys think this game is going to do in the esports world? Because that's what we all are quite interested in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Yes, yes, yes.
it has to deal with, of course, League of Legends because it is roughly, it's a similar but very different, yet still being similar. What is that show that they did that in? Anyway,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either.
All
Anyway.
right. Awesome. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Oh yeah, no, we are.
Yeah, totally.
So I do think it'll do really well because it is quite a small difference, and we can, you know, sorry, we just got a call in. So we'll get to him in a second after I finish my thought here. Now that I've completely lost it, the train has wrecked. I am now getting it back on track.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Oh, it's different enough that it's not League of Legends, but it's close enough that all the people that do play big games like Dota, League of Legends, and stuff like that, they can definitely pick it up and, you know, really have an idea what they're doing without being like Super Monday Night Combat, where it's like, you know, it's
A
woefully
lot of the
different.
skills are transferable.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be a first-person shooter to play Super Monday Night Combat with a hint of Dota versus this. It's mostly you have to have a massive glitch of Dota and then some first-person shooting, or would definitely help you.
Two flavors of the same game.
Yep.
So we
Definitely.
have a caller.
So, Mr. Fields,
Mr. Fields,
how are
Okay.
you doing today?
can you hear us?
I can't hear you guys.
There we go.
All
We
right.
can
Oh.
hear you now.
Yeah.
So, what is
So-
your question and or comment and or argument?
Oh, well, you guys are talking about Smite and esports. I can kind of sort of hear you. I'm just going to go with it.
Awesome.
The big
Run
thing
with
was, you guys might have heard my big rant last night on the Pantheon panel. The big thing with Smite is that it's got that
Whoa.
echo.
Sorry.
It's got a much shorter laning phase, and it's all team fight oriented. Very, very team fight oriented. Now, the one thing I think we need to see is we need to see 5-man queues so that we can start testing these lane compositions before they start balancing the gods. If we can't test those lane compositions, balancing gods just doesn't make any sense to me.
I do agree with that, but I think a little bit needs to be,
Yeah, I don't
or
know if
we
you
do
caught
need
any of
a
that,
bigger.
because audio just isn't coming through.
Yeah, we could hear everything.
Yeah. Well, he can't hear us.
He will in
Oh.
7 seconds.
Yes, he will. Which is why
Okay.
is that acting so crazy today?
Do you want to switch?
No.
I mean,
Continue. Answer the question while we fix this.
yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, I think, yeah, 5-man queues are very important. I'm not going to disagree with that, but right now we can't really introduce them without having the huge one team stomps the other into the ground because a 5-man pre-made is sitting there against 4 people that have no communication whatsoever, and it's just going to be a huge stomp in the ground. That's not going to be testing anything. We can't really test anything. You can call that practice for a team or whatever you want, but they're going to stomp people into the ground even worse. 3-man pre-meds like Hexaddict is saying right now are pretty good, but whoa. But they're still going to stomp people into the ground even harder than before. So
I bet.
there's right now, at least with 3-man pre-mades, you have that chance of, you know, you're still with 2 people that have no communication with you, and their communication with them is usually going to be worse because they're focusing on the team speak or whatever you're on, C3. So they have a bigger chance right now of getting a person that doesn't that has no communication with them or is going to not do so well. So if you have 5-man people, you have no chance of having the weak link there if you are all the same level, or at least. So it'll be a stomp in the ground if we have
All right, I'm on a
5-man.
7-second delay, so if I'm interrupting you, I apologize.
it's fine.
You're proving a counterproductive argument here. You're saying, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. You're saying that making 5-person queues is going to be a complete pub stomp, but you're saying I'm the only 5-person queue in the game. You have to understand that competitive teams are migrating over to Smite already, so that's going to make things very easily, and everyone.
You totally muted him, dude.
So friend beta keys giveaways. So
Sorry.
you have to realize that they're going to be inviting and bringing friends over too. The community itself is ready for 5-person queues, and you can't balance the gods. You can't say, okay, we're going to nerf this ability. Okay, we're going to make that ability stronger until we discover what the synergy is between lanes and between gods. It just seems like a counterproductive patch.
Okay, well,
that
I
sounds
have.
really goofy if you
Oh.
think about it. I'm going to nerf a character because some other character works well with mine.
I also agree with that, but I think I'm going to say that was a bit that argument is a bit counterproductive. If we take a look at the numbers that are actually on Smite right now, since we have that, you usually see a max of say 30 matches going at the moment with 30 to 40 people in waiting for a game,
Right.
that means there's 340 people out on the game at the time. If you put a 5-man queue in there, it's not going to be that, or there's going to be no other 5-man queues to queue against right now. You're going to be pretty much only against a pub team. You're not going to be able to find a match unless you want to be sitting in queue waiting for 15 minutes for another 5v5 or another 5-man team to show up. So as of right now, I think it's just way too early. And I do kind of agree with Rocknor here. You can't really say that, say Odin, we'd be nerfing him into the ground. Him and Zeus would be nerfed into the ground because, hey, they synergize really well. You can't really base it just on synergy. The god itself has to be overpowered to really nerf them into the ground. Or, well, not into the ground, but...
So you want to base balancing and the power of the specific gods on pub play, on 2v2 lanes and 1v1 lanes? Because if I go mid with AK against anybody, I'm going to stomp anybody. So should we nerf AK? But you can build to counter her. You can buy specific items to counter her.
Yeah, but then you learn how to deal with it.
For the
as a
record,
team.
I'm not saying that. And I think that 5v5 should be added, and they should only be able to fight other 5-mans.
That
Well,
would
yeah,
also work.
but then again, you were just saying here, right now you're trying to say add 5-man queues right now. But right now we couldn't add 5-man queues because there'd be no 5-man queues to go against. So it would just be
how do you know that?
you're
Like,
5-man against a pub team that is 5 random
Well,
people.
what are
so
the
again,
chances-
That's just stomping them into the ground. That's not
You've
having
got
synergy.
streams all over the place right now that are queuing up as party of 3 and have 2 other people in vent who are trying to queue up in a group at the same time. I mean, consistently, we would probably have 12 to 25-man groups trying to play the game together consistently during prime time.
Well, the other
Like,
thing you
that's-
got to take and keep into consideration is how much do they want? They really want to start basing it around pub play when they start building the game like this, because that's what's going to bring in the people. They're going to have to worry about competitiveness later after they get this stuff fleshed out with all the bugs and all the different things like that and exploits. Whereas then they'll start worrying about more competitive things after we've got, a very large base that we can start doing 5-mans. Because right now, if you did 5-mans, everybody would group up, and anybody who wasn't in a 5-man team and doing pub play, it would split the queue time already that's pretty long in, twice, because you'd have to do 5-on-5 queue and then everybody else queue, and then what you do with the 4-people team. I mean, unless you just didn't have 4-people teams. And it, ow. It would just be counterproductive at the
Keeps
moment.
cutting out. I'm sorry, I can't hear you anymore.
What? You stopped hearing us now?
I can hear you again. It just
Oh.
cut out, and now I got you again.
Oh.
Oh, well. That's because we were
Anyways.
abusing it. We were
Oh, nice.
physically abusing our
I hit
hardware
the-
with
I
bat.
hit the desk.
Yep.
With
But-
the bat.
It's just, I don't think the community's
it-
not ready for it quite yet,
And it's
because
gone.
it'll really start dominating everything. As soon as 5v5s hit, then that's all they'll be talking about.
Yeah.
And
And I don't think that
they have to make the
they're
game
here for
fun to play
yeah,
solo
they're here
queue.
for testing and everything else, and they'll get more testing, more games out of everybody, more basically stuff.
Yeah.
If they don't 5v5 yet.
Because if I group up with a 5 and then we find, how many people are playing the game right now? Like, what is the maximum, what is the total
that I've seen
community size? Like, when you're getting on the game, you see maybe, 200 or
500-600.
500
That should be
600 people?
blowing up because
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah,
got
since they
on it,
just
so-
since they just
They
did
just
it,
did a
I've
big thing.
seen 500-600. But
You
I
know-
mean, they want them to play, and if you like Demon was saying, it's probably pretty much if they have the queues, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So
Why separate the queues though? I mean, you're gonna meet people playing in pubs as well. Oh my God, that dude just carried the hell out of me. Come play with me, bro. Here's a friend request. You know what I mean? And
oh yeah,
that's-
I do
that's-
that totally.
But
I'm like, dude.
I will tell you the experience we had the Super Monday Night Combat with that.
Yes,
was the
we had-
5-man
Oh,
teams
boy.
dominated everything.
Yeah, we actually recently had experience with a game very similar who did just that, and
You couldn't
ruined it.
play if you didn't have a 5-man team.
That's been fixed, by the way.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know.
yes,
it
it
has
has,
been
yes,
fixed now, but
Thanks, SimKiller.
they did a whole new revamp of the matchmaking for that. But before they fixed that, it was either a 5-man team or you're just going to lose. There's no point in solo queuing.
because they dominate so fast that they would just re-queue
Yeah.
so much that you just get 5-mans over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, and so it'd be basically building up pubbers to play against the 5-mans because they would just stomp everybody.
Isn't it's the same thing in every other game though?
I don't
Not
think
when
so.
you have a really
you have
small player base.
When you have a huge player base, then it's much easier to match up 5s-on-5s.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
Like,
when you don't
if-
have it
In League, it's much easier to
unfortunate.
match up solo queuers against solo queuers because there's thousands of them. And the same thing with 5s because there's hundreds of them, at least thousands probably.
All right, so before the invites were sent out yesterday, the day before, we were looking at probably 400 or 500 players. So if all 2 keys from everybody goes out, we're looking at 1,500 players, somewhere around that. You know, we'll just go with that. Plus, they're sending out batches of beta keys to other people who sign up for the beta as well. Right. So you're looking at maybe in the total in the next 2 weeks, probably 2,000 users. 2,000 users. So why not roll with a 5-man queue then? I mean, that's a big number for a closed beta.
That's 2,000 people. That's 2,000 people that are able to play the game. I can play 2 or 3 hours a night. Revel can play not at the same time, maybe, another 2 or 3 hours. Alakite can play all day because he's a jobless hobo.
He has a job. It's called Smite.
Yeah, I know. It is called Smite.
Oh, yeah.
And, and then you got the Euro people that they're playing. I mean, this is North America and Europe, so that's, still you've got 2 different time zones. People playing in the morning, people playing in the middle of the night. What do you do about that? You probably only have a couple hundred people on at the same time, maybe 500 on at once. And it's still splitting up the research that they need to do.
Well, I'll agree to disagree with you guys. I really think that bringing 5-man queues would benefit the beta testers because lane compositions and being able to actually balance the gods after seeing what the gods can do with all the other stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
if you run a 5-man, if somebody comes up with a 5-man meta that's completely overpowered, something is going to have to be nerfed. When I hate to bring up Heroes of New Earth, but when the tri-lane came out, it was nothing but I don't remember who it was, the guy who just split into multiple people and just destroyed everything, so they debuffed the hell out of him. Why not take care of that before retail comes out? I think it would be better to do now.
I think you're talking about Gemini.
No, I'm not. I was talking about the sand guy with the dagger.
Oh, Sandwraith.
Sandwraith, thank you.
Mercurial.
Okay, well then, I'd like to butt in here.
Go ahead.
How you're saying that we need the 5-man queues to balance champions, then shouldn't that mean we need the offerings and shrines, and we shouldn't be able to balance champions until we have both of those in game?
Well, don't you think the developers would have their time better spent by implementing 5-man queues and completing what they're already working on now than adding the totems?
Maybe so, but that's a bit different argument then.
No, it's not. It's just hearsay. It's all it is.
I just want to say Sandray, the tri-lane meta fell out because it was way too high risk, high reward, and Sandwraith didn't get nerfed because of tri-lanes. She got nerfed because Heroes of New Earth was following everything that Dota was doing, and they were following the Chinese metagame. And Mercurial was capable of putting out 2,000 true damage in every team fight to everyone around her, and that was just absolute bullshit.
Oh my god, we're talking about another game now.
I know. I was about to say you have derailed us to a completely different platform.
No, he made a good point though. He was just explaining why they nerfed the crap out of it. It wasn't because of the tri-lane.
Yeah,
but
I
agree.
Fell out because they're shitty.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely release 5-mans. They're just not doing it yet because they want to build up the amount of people playing, and then they want to build up the meta so that they make sure when they release it, when it goes, retail and gold, that it isn't gonna suck.
The other giant problem with a 5-man queue is that you're gonna have teams are gonna start up and stuff like that, and then you're gonna start getting a lot of ragers because they don't have the 5-man team or they're playing with their 5-man team. It's just gonna start a whole mess of big old mess of worms that they're probably not ready to deal with yet. All right. They're absolutely gonna add it. I mean, I agree that it should be added as soon as possible, but if they're gonna do that, I would like to see the base blow up first.
Well, I guess that my main point is it should be added before balancing starts happening.
I don't know about before. I mean, I do agree with you that testing the lane compositions and other things is very important to a God's balance, but I don't think it's the only thing. Like you're saying, you kind of make it seem like, oh, that's the only thing that dictates a God's balance is how they work out in a team.
No,
I do agree with you, but you can you can balance a God depending on how they act. You don't need to see how the team reacts exactly.
So
no, I agree. Like I said, AK mid, AK probably needs to be buffed, or her AOE needs to be nerfed rather. The Arachna nerf was warranted for sure, but we haven't seen. There's a lot of lane comps that we haven't seen yet, and I just think you have pubs and then you have 5-man queues. I think everybody would benefit from being able to see both, one or the other, 1 queue, 2 queues. I don't care.
Yeah,
I want 4 queues and 7 queues. So.
You won't do it. I'm going to let you guys finish now. I just wanted to spill my 2 cents. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you for your 2 cents. We thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's a great question, and I
it's
like
fun
it.
arguing with you.
Yeah, we should do it again.
I'll argue with you anytime, brother. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I'm out.
Oh, baby. Later.
Thanks, man. I mean, I agree with
chicken grease is
I
very
agree
hard
and I
to
disagree
find.
at the same time. You know, we haven't even seen all the characters yet.
I have all of them.
Okay, you see it in your dreams.
Maybe.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things you're gonna have to do. I don't know. I guess maybe Duke could answer why they haven't released 5-mans. I mean, he's chilling in chat, but maybe. I guess it might be because they haven't
He's
released
more
all the
the
gods yet.
community
Or they haven't
guy.
released
I don't
enough.
know.
And
Duke,
then,
you can
well,
answer
then,
all
Finner
that.
or Hal?
if you release the 5-mans, then how long is it going to be till you're complaining that we don't have draft mode?
True.
Yeah, they're
How
probably
long
gonna.
is that? You know,
yeah.
it's like
That-
I can't ban anybody. We can't balance it because I can't ban them, and they can just run this overpowered character forever. No, I froze in a perfect position. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
But I think you're actually right, though, and the whole draft mode is going to affect the balance a lot, because if you can ban out a champion, then they're not exactly...
We can't do draft mode yet. We don't have
Well-
enough gods.
I'm just saying,
Ban
banning
out
out
Odin and
champions
that's
is a
it,
huge part
you
of
know.
balance, though.
That's it. So, you know, yeah, draft mode. It's too early for draft mode. We don't
Stay
have the
frosty.
base for it. That's, I would say that's the biggest reason there is the draft mode in SMNC.
Yeah.
There's not enough pros.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
Yeah, and we're talking about poetry here, not
Yes.
not anything else.
Yes, poetry.
Prose.
Yeah, pro. Jesus, I left English back in school. Thank you. God, why are you going to be doing that? So-
because it's fun.
Yes, my freeze frames are OP.
Yes.
So, as I crack my voice like a 12-year-old girl. So, anybody else would like to call up and argue a point with us?
Yes. But do we have any more patch notes? Rocknar, did you have any comment, questions, concern? Catterday. Never mind.
That's you.
I know.
Oh,
My
well,
only
I'd like to say
concern is
about the...
Fenrir,
oh.
and he better howl. That's all I'm saying.
What?
Fenrir Bitter Howl.
Better howl. He's a wolf. Better howl.
Is it Hill, Howl, or Hell?
Heil.
Howl.
Heil? Heel?
Howl.
Heel, maybe it's a heel.
H-O-W-L.
Kick him with your heel.
Yeah.
Howl.
Sieg Heil?
Hell.
Ha ha.
Oh my
See what I
gosh.
did there?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That is a avenue we're not going down that one.
Yes.
Yes.
We are
That
not
only
going down
leads
that
to
dark
bad
alley.
things.
That dark alley will lead us to crazy places.
Yes. So,
Howl.
yes. Anything else before? Yes. Go for it.
I
Red
think
shirt and band.
esports, going back to the whole esports.
Yes. I would like to do
My
that.
point to this whole thing has been, if they can market it, or well, I don't think it's just marketing, but just like getting the word out there very well. I think that they can get that to the League and Dota and Han, I guess, audience. I think they can easily. This game has the potential. It's just they need to get it out there, like posting it on maybe some of the MLG events, or if they can get like ads. I don't know.
I mean,
It would be
I'm sure that
expensive, but-
the when we were at PAX, I mean, you were at PAX too, and
Yeah.
you saw the crowd that was around the Smite booth.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, it was amazing.
Standing room only, and you couldn't. You had to be in the crowd to see the screens. I mean, you know, it would have been bigger, except the screens were at, you know,
Oh yeah,
just a
and the
little bit
games
higher
took-
than shoulder level. So I mean,
Yeah,
you couldn't
yeah.
watch it from 100 feet away, or else I'm sure the crowd would have been much bigger.
Although we did get
took, like,
some good gameplay
2 hours
footage
to
behind,
play a game if you try to stand in the line. Also.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was-
you had to stand.
You
in
had to
line?
stand in the line. What?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh
That
yeah.
was
I don't
awful.
have media
Yeah,
passes
I'm
like
sorry,
you guys do. You know, all fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to just cut in line.
You know,
Sorry,
the
guys.
SM&C booth was next to Smite.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yep. We would spend some time over there too.
Yeah, we did. That was fun too. We got lots of tradable options. Wait until you see Spectator.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Does that mean? Oh.
No.
How long-
That means they're actually working on it in some way, shape, or form.
Yes. Yes, he says, wait until you see spectator mode. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see the spectator mode for this
I feel
game.
like-
I know.
Looking at
I look
Tribes
at what you did
spectator
with
mode
Tribes.
makes me...
He's teasing us. This is just
I
like,
know.
God.
Uber guys are great. Yeah,
Yes,
they are great.
We love the Uber guys. Work
yeah,
on
that
spectator mode.
means. But that means tournaments. Tournaments sometime.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If there's more people, we will.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We need teams
oh
first.
god, looking at Tribes' spectator mode, if they do anything remotely close to Tribes where it comes to Smite, it's going to be amazing. One thing I do want is a overview ability. Overview, you know, to
like
to
from
give
the
them
top
the
view, like
A
an
bird's
normal.
eye view.
yeah, to
Oh,
give
yes.
them the League of
Yeah.
Legends esque or Dota esque or StarCraft esque or whatever esque you want to say, Dota or Diablo esque you can even go with.
Chowder-esque.
Yes, Chowder esque view from the sky, and you know, That way it'll draw the people in and be like, oh, what is this? This looks really good. Oh, it's Smite. Oh, look at that.
The spec for
Hey!
Smite is better than Tribes already.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god,
That's awesome,
going to be
'cause-
insane.
Yep. It's gonna be great.
Wait, that means they already have a spec. Why have you not released it yet?
Because they want to make it even better.
Yes, they
Well,
do.
first of all, we kind of need custom games to even use.
We
Yeah,
need a
yeah.
whole lot more things.
Yeah, we
before
need the
get the
ability
spec
to
mode.
spectate before they'd be like, "Cool, we made the spec mode. You can't use it yet."
Ultimate tease. Ultimate tease.
Yeah,
Oh,
bugs,
bugs,
yeah.
We'd
You're
be watching-
spectating all of a sudden like you
That's
kill
the
a
whole point
god
of
by
beta.
accident.
We
You're
test
like,
out those
oh.
bugs, and you know.
That would be amazing. You're like,
Yeah.
I wanna spectate this game, and I wanna kill all the other teams. Boom! They're dead. Nice, nice.
Yep. That's why it says it's better than Tribes.
Yeah, first
White.
custom games, so we can actually, you know,
Practice. That'd be the other problem with
tournaments and
when they do the 5-man queues. They're going to have to release custom games or being able to play custom games also.
yeah, especially if we want to get on with the whole.
Or another way to do that is don't do 5-man queue. Just do custom games that you can queue up with 5 men, and then you have to find another
Or
team.
women.
Or women. Yes, of course you can.
Thanks.
I am not sexist.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is.
Yep.
I had to do it. I had to throw
It's
her
okay.
across like
It's
that.
okay. It's all right.
So, whew,
All
I
right.
feel all
Yes.
pumped up. Anybody else would like to call and argue any more points? I would be more than happy to
Do it next week.
Do it next week. Oh, really? We don't have time for one more call.
Oh, okay. We have time for
Come
one
on.
more call, but
I mean-
only if you call now or relatively soon.
I feel like we're trying to advertise a product here, you
Ooh,
know.
ooh, ooh.
Call now.
Call now. Yeah. You guys give away any keys yet?
No, we did not. Would you like us to give away some keys now?
Would you like
I
us to
gave
give away
away
some
my
of your
keys.
keys, Hi-Rez Duke?
Oh, I don't know which one I gave to. What's this
Thought
face?
Duke was going to call in. He might be doing that. I have this.
Duke can call in on
Oh, yeah. He can do whatever he wants.
Random beta key in chat. Ready, set, go.
Oh, right key in chat. Go! Go! Oh, they're getting it 5 seconds late.
Oh,
There
yeah.
we go. Oh yeah, they are getting it.
You should have said, all right, random
Random
beta
key
key in chat.
Yeah.
I should have waited
All right,
5
go.
seconds. But oh well.
Oh, well. At least now they'll actually know what it
They'll-
is.
The chat has now
He
eaten
can't. He
itself.
can't call us. He's. Got,
I know. He's got the bobs.
Remember,
He's gotta answer to.
remember what we had to go through to talk to that at PAX. What's his name?
The Firefall guy?
No, the League of Legends guy.
Oh, Morello.
Morello, yeah. When we talked to Morello
Holy
at
crap.
PAX, we
The
had to
dude-
go through like 5 people to get to him, and then he had like
Then
the
he had
head,
the
head
PR
of,
dude.
the head of
sitting over
PR,
us.
like standing right next to him off camera, like glaring at him.
When we finished our interview, you could see him look over and be like, "Was
It's
that,
like,
was that
it's
okay?"
like, it's like, yeah. He turns over. It's like, was that
I-
all right? Did I do anything bad?
Yeah,
And the guy's
and-
just like,
And so we looked at him. We looked at the dude, and we're like,
we're not giving you our camera. I don't care
"No,
what he said.
I don't care if you said anything wrong. Because if you release some great information, you're not getting this camera. You're gonna have to fight me for it. If you try and jump me, I can run."
Yeah, we got several
was-
thousand.
He was not very
thousand,
big
yeah.
either, so I think I
yeah,
could
we
take him.
could have gone. We could have at least run away.
All I
pretty
could
well.
have, I mean, we could have just yelled exclusive League of Legends information, and we probably would have had a crowd fighting for us.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was fun. It was good times. PAX was great. Yeah.
Oh, I just remember playing. I actually played Smite with one of the League of Legends guys. I don't remember what his
Mhm.
name was, but I think that was just kind of interesting playing a MOBA with another MOBA's designer.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
And he's probably like, "Damn, this is better than our game."
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because like you play that and then you look at League and you're like, "This is boring."
It's much more action oriented. If you're an action fellow like I am, then
Action Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah.
this is the game for you.
Whoa.
I mean, I like this game because it is definitely going to be the game that will draw League of Legends players over because it's not the same game, but it's similar enough that it will jump
Skill
into.
shots was little highlighted things.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and so it'll be their second game. They'll play League and then they'll play Smite. It's just
it'll
which
be their
game are they
first
going to
game.
play?
more.
What?
Which one are they gonna play more and spend more money on?
Well, they did just release that new skin for frickin' Ezreal. That
Oh my gosh, what is
That-
it? $25?
it's $25.
Ooh.
I don't hate on League.
We love League. They
Yeah.
were great. They have a
They
good
just released
game.
that $25 skin, and I know that there are millions of people out there throwing money at them as fast as they can.
You mean
to
like
get
the
that
people
skin.
on Diablo 3 that were buying the $250 weapons?
What? I had not heard
Diablo
about this
3
yet.
real money auction
40
house
bucks.
came online. And so I'm guessing the highest amount you can list something for is $250. So people were
It is.
listing a bunch of stuff for $250 and people were buying them.
I just want my Goku Wukong skin, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want Duke. Come on, Duke. You need to release skins.
Yeah.
I want my skin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are
Skins
skins
are fun.
going to be able to be buyable favor or only gems?
I think it's only
Probably only
gems.
gems.
Yeah.
Like,
They got to make money on something, and
Yeah.
that would be the thing.
mhm.
It's
well, it's microtransactions.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whatnot.
They could always handle it the way Heroes and Newer does.
Just found
You
out
can get-
yesterday new
you can get skins there.
Same
Yeah, but I
combat
think-
system as Smite.
I don't know.
was
Hero of
thinking-
New Earth. You got to remember that Hero of New Earth wasn't free to play at the beginning, so that's an
Oh,
entirely
really?
different system.
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah, it wasn't, was it?
30 whole dollars and the game stagnated for 2 years. That $30 really paid well.
But yeah, I want my skins.
sorry, we
Skins,
just got a
yeah.
new contact request.
Oh, am I disappearing? Oh, I disappeared.
You disappeared, but
You
you'll come back.
disappeared. You'll come back.
Oh, okay.
Where did you disappear from?
The
Little
screen
circle.
region.
I'm not in the or square.
Yeah.
Oh
see, my
yes,
mouse.
yes,
I'm
yes.
picking
Oh,
his
there I
nose
am
here.
again.
Because we only have like 3 monitors,
Yeah, I
and
need,
we really need like 6.
Oh,
yeah.
only
'Cause we're-
3.
one,
Oh,
one
how
of you
sad.
there, and one of you there, and one of you there, and one of you there.
All
and
right.
we could have our 2 here.
Ah,
Oh,
we
I
gotta
love
keep-
that icon.
We got to keep it quiet now. Don't tell anybody on the forums. Don't post this on the forums. Got it?
Yes, yes. Forums don't exist.
Yes. So, Duke, how
Why?
are you
Why
tonight?
don't forum exist?
Because we don't.
Hi,
want to get them in trouble.
Hi-Rez Duke.
Hang on, I gotta meet you guys in the browser, or I'm
Oh,
gonna be
yes.
really confused.
Oh yes, yes, you will. It's really rather terrible. Speaking from
Yes.
thorough experience.
Yes. it
Yeah,
is.
what's up?
Yeah, I love
Not
that
much.
icon.
So,
Army of Darkness. Yes.
call us up for questions, of course. Still. So, like, how long until the Goku Wukong skin? Is that planned?
Oh, they have it in game. It's just you can't buy it yet.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a lot of functionality with the UI that they're trying to get in a better shape before they do skin unlocks and stuff. They don't want people to be buying things with real money that break.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that being a problem.
Yep. So that's one of the main issues, or one of the main things they're trying to avoid at the moment is releasing things that people pay their hard-earned cash for, and then something breaks, and
Yeah.
you know, it
They get
creates
mad.
it creates a bad user experience, but also creates a support fiasco, which
Oh, yeah, it does.
isn't fun
Yeah.
for anybody. So
I'll agree with that. What about
Absolutely.
the how long can we expect until we get the shrines and that other stuff?
Is that like weeks, months, years?
I'm not really sure.
Can you give us
as far as-
like some kind of clue as to what they are, almost?
well,
some
if you go on smitedb.com, you can see what they were.
Were.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what is. I know something is changing with them. I'm just not sure what. So,
Cool.
that you can see what they originally were when people could see them. But I'm not sure if that's what they will be in their final iteration. So
Neat.
Cool.
Yep.
So, of course, you have to answer the questions. How long until 5-man queues?
but,
And why not yet?
I kind of put that in chat, or I was discussing it in chat, but chat was flying by while you guys were talking about it. But
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing is that people say, well, you want to balance team play based on that, and I suppose that's valid, except that like lane comps and stuff like that. I mean, they're going to go on a tear of releasing a lot of new characters.
Ooh. I
Um,
like tears.
I mean, I don't know how quickly, but I know how many are being worked on right now.
Wow.
So, it's kind of hard to say. Okay, let's do 5-man queues, and then everything gets shaken out. A week later, and there's a new character, and then 2 weeks later, there's a new character, so on and so forth. Not that that's the actual time frame of anything, but
Right.
Nice.
But if they start blitzing out all these new characters, then that sort of starts. That sort of screws with everything going on with 5-man queues if you've already got that in place. And so, yeah.
And that's why
and then
I'm
there's
saving
also, I said this in chat, but I think you guys missed it. But
Yeah, probably.
I know Surefour was around SMNT Alpha, and he probably saw this. You know, you guys were talking about people being, you know, people just rolling people in Super Monday Night Combat.
Yeah.
There was that problem which hurt the community.
Yeah, it did.
Mhm.
It hurt.
It really did.
It was really bad.
But then it also really screwed up. You know, queue times would get really weird. There would be times when they would just have to turn off team queuing because something would break with it, so on and so forth. So our guys don't, our developers just don't want those. You know, they don't want to burn a bunch of bridges because we went to some feature way too soon.
Yeah.
So, I can't speak
like
for Uber's numbers specifically, but I know as a player of SMNC that the population dropped dramatically during the brokenness of 5-man pub stomps.
Yeah.
And almost killed the game before it really even went to any sort of launch state. So, from what I saw. So.
Yeah, they did have some problems, and
Yeah, they're working them all out though.
yeah. So which is why I liked when I saw the stuff about the closed beta that you guys were planning on a fairly substantially longer than now release date.
Yeah.
So I was rather happy to see that, because I'm like, great, this game is already really polished. That means that when it does release, it's going to be very nice.
Yeah, and of course the SMNC release was totally not planned.
Yeah, something went horribly
wrong.
awry.
They had
Yeah.
a key that didn't get used up when it was used, and it got posted on Reddit, and pretty much.
Well, we were talking to the executive producer, I think.
Econaut?
Yeah, Econaut. We were talking to Econaut about it last week.
Yeah, we
or
did.
2 weeks. Yeah, last week. 2 weeks ago.
2
2
weeks
weeks ago. We were talking to Econaut 2 weeks ago about it, and apparently they forwarded a bunch of keys to Steam, telling them, we're releasing these, and Steam sent out like hundreds of thousands of emails to people, all over Steam saying, come play this, and
Here's your Smite beta key.
Here's your beta
SMNC.
key, and the email was empty, and it
Yeah.
had a link to like go to their website. So they were like,
There was also the problem with multiple
Yeah,
keys getting sent to the same person, to different people.
Oh, yeah.
Like the same key getting sent to multiple people, rather.
yeah, oh yeah, and yeah, it was just bad. I mean,
Yeah.
They crashed their website and all kinds of crazy stuff. Which,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
That's
happens,
awful.
but for that to happen and then those people just fall through the cracks completely because they had bad keys and stuff like that.
They
That
just had to
hurt
release
them.
it.
So I love the Uber guys. I love what they've done. I love
they're getting a lot of fun.
their tenacity and their just their attitude about how they do things. But yeah, it really stunk for that to go down the way it did. But they're recovering pretty well from it.
Yeah, they're doing well.
I feel like they're recovering as well as you would, as well as you could expect someone to recover from it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the up, so that's good, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is.
So Duke, I guess some people have been asking in chat, are there going to be any closed beta exclusive skins, whether you have to buy them or you get them just for being in beta?
Yes.
I do not know if they're gonna do that. We've always, I mean, we had some pre-order stuff for GA, but that was technically at the time a retail game.
Yeah.
So it seems like they've kind of shied away from that. I mean, if you look at Tribes, there was nothing that was really exclusive to the beta. Where they've changed the whole approach to that is, hey, get into beta early by supporting the game early. So
Yeah. Give us money
that's
and
sort
get
of
into beta.
it's fun to be able to hand out stuff like that to people, but at the same time, it's also cool to have you guys in here a lot earlier than maybe another game company would. So
Yep.
I was actually talking to some guys from a larger company recently that they're working on a brand new MMO, and they were going to go free to play right from the get-go, even though they weren't with their current MMO originally. And their entire mindset was, we're doing it exactly like you guys did, where people get in early if they go ahead and pay for it early. So, pay for whatever, some sort of pack or whatever early.
Right.
So it's kind of the industry's kind of changed. I mean, betas, alphas, and betas, and everything. Just those definitions in the gaming industry are completely different from the normal software industry now already.
Definitely.
And so yeah, the approach to them has changed a lot too. So I don't. Long answer, sorry, but
No problem.
I don't think that they will do something exclusive, but I can't necessarily speak to that.
Right.
With full confidence.
You just don't think it's likely. That's all.
I don't think it's likely because they didn't do it with Tribes, so
Okay.
I doubt it would be done with Smite.
Yeah.
Of course, there were really no skins in Tribes originally, so who
they
knows?
added that.
Yeah.
It is a different game. And a
So
different genre.
we have a good question of: are there going to be many wipes? Are you guys going to like clear win-loss ratios and stuff at points, or what are you guys going to do about the statistics of the game as we progress through the beta before release?
I doubt any of that's changing. I doubt any of that's going to get wiped.
Okay, so we'll keep all our win-loss and all that stuff.
You will start off, say, level 30, which I think is the max level.
Is that correct?
You're saving your progression.
Okay.
Yeah. That's as far as I know. That's not changing.
Interesting.
There won't be it'll be similar to Tribes where there's not going to be a reset unless a major system change occurs. Which, as far as I know, there's nothing planned like that. So, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. That's good to know.
Yep.
Very interesting.
But I don't know. I mean, if you guys screamed about a win-loss wipe, they might be able to do it right at launch.
My personal opinion on that would be tell the community that in 6 months there's going to be a win-loss wipe, because what that'll accomplish is people won't care if they win or lose right now. Because if they care too much right now about winning or losing, they're going to rage too hard or be too mad about this character being OP or that character being OP, or I lost 300 games because I just got stomped too hard by Hebo because he got a huge buff and now he's overpowered for this 2-week period. And it'll really quell a lot of that if you're like, well, we're going to wipe all the stats before the game's released, so you guys will all start fresh and you can start with a released game, and everybody will be on the
like your level progression.
Yeah,
and
keep your level 30, your low, all this stuff, but we just have 0 win-loss ratio.
Well, let me answer that with a question.
Sure.
How would that change after? How would any of that change after a wipe?
What do you mean?
How would any of the complaints, any of the this guy's OP because you guys buffed him, this happened. How would any of that change after a wipe?
Oh,
Well,
it wouldn't.
It wouldn't change after the wipe, but
because
it would.
say if you did the wipe one, say you started to go open beta or
Yeah.
whenever like that, so that just so that people would in the closed beta would play more to play than to play to their stats.
Yeah.
So that people would play different champions more. They wouldn't really worry about,
Right.
oh, we got this guy on our team that went 0 and like 40 and fed the whole other team. It's not as big a deal.
It's an interesting. It's an interesting proposition. I would say put it to the community.
Yeah.
I think it would be fine if
and
they
don't
just.
say I talked to you about it yet.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
I don't know who this
Dude.
Hi-Rez guy is. Yeah.
Oh well, can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or I think it'd be fine if they added ranked right after, so there was a ranking system that didn't really, because some people, the hardcore people, will be focusing on that instead of just the win loss. Anyways, at least your normal win loss.
Yeah, and that's the thing is once there's some sort of ranking system or whatever in the game,
you can't change that.
I would imagine they do something similar. I don't know, but I would imagine they do something similar to League of Legends where, there are resets on occasion. So, obviously that would be something that we get reset or whatever. So
Go ahead,
right
Rockman.
now there's no rating system? Like the best player and the worst player are considered equal?
Oh no, there's a rating system. There's a there's a rating system for the sake of matchmaking. If you guys want to know who the best player in the game is, it's Cerise. So,
Oh, that's not surprising at all.
yeah.
Two?
So if you ever want to argue with him on the forums, maybe you should think about the fact that he's the best player in the game right now.
Oh, I
Could
know
you,
he
uh,
is.
It
type
doesn't
out the
say
name on
much
chat?
when
Type out
it's
the
a
name in chat.
team-based game. It's a gamble, really.
Oh
So-
well, I disagree with that. Cerise.
Well, the thing is,
you've ever played
your
as a-
rating. The thing is, your
I
rating is based
understand.
on who you've beaten and who you've lost to, and he's barely lost to anybody.
Wow.
So.
Go
No,
ahead.
I'm not calling the guy bad just for the record. I'm just saying in a team
Oh, I
game,
know what you're saying.
rating doesn't
Yeah.
really matter that much. Because it's not really up to you as an individual at times.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think how it was earlier. I remember during Alpha, it was everyone started around 60 elo, and then it went up depending on, of course, wins or losses. So that's how I remember it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
not.
an elo
It's
system?
not. It's not straight wins or losses. It's who you win to, who you lose to. Basically, when the match is made, at the end of the match, it says, okay, you know, what was the rating of Team A? What was the rating of Team B? Who won? And how do I adjust everyone's rating according to that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it'll be fun going forward to see how all that evolves and changes and.
well, it's like a Chris to Chris. I'm reading that in chat.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the whole wipe thing. You guys can put it out there on the forums. Just don't say I said anything about it because
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't really.
Yeah.
You told us to put it on the
I
forum.
really didn't. I just asked you a question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just throw it out there for the community to talk about it and
Okay.
you know be as civil as possible. But
Right.
Oh, sure.
you know, obviously, speak your mind. So
That sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Well,
Speaking minds.
we would like to continue this discussion for hours more, but we do need to get on
yeah,
to
you guys
our
need to get on.
Super Monday Night Combat chat.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
So
I'll stick around for it.
yeah,
Cool.
stick around, stay in the chat. We're going to have a rather brief intermission,
yep.
and we will be back with some Super Monday Night Combat
So-
action. We will have on. Who is our guest tonight? We have Grimbar.
No. We have
Grimbar with
Rocknar.
Grimbar.
He's right here.
Ragnar already. Wow.
And Omega's going to join us too.
You should totally tell me these things beforehand. You see
you
how you make me
show up
look?
till 15
Oh my
minutes
gosh.
late, dude.
Details.
Okay.
Texted. I saw you
I was
texting
busy
earlier.
talking. I was busy.
I'm going to show you that
managing-
video clip earlier. So
I
you're,
know you
you're
will.
Looking like,
Yep. I'm looking like that texting.
yeah,
Texting at him.
yeah.
So, all
Hey,
right. Well,
Ragnar.
where can they find everybody here? Alakite, where can they find you?
I
Would
usually
somebody
stream.
say about me?
Well, I usually stream actually just at the BLG stream, Twitch. Actually, right here, you're on it right now. So
Yeah.
Yep.
You can find him here.
Yep.
And you can also go to blgaming.com on our forums. People hang out there, and we can find us on IRC. We
Smite game
Smite game
on QuakeNet.
on QuakeNet.
Yep,
A
that's
lot
been
of fun
sticking
there.
now in the forums.
Sweet.
Rocknar, where can we find you or anything interesting?
The SMC forums.
Rocknar's at the SMNC forums. Just go there and be like,
Any
Make a post.
sticky thread in the clan teams tournaments belongs to me. You can PM me off of there.
Nice.
yep.
And
If you
you're-
want to talk to him, just make a thread and title it, "Hi Rocknar, I'm looking for you,"
Yeah.
and he'll definitely know.
I'll
where you're
ignore it.
from.
And thank you very much for joining us, Bart. It was a pleasure talking with you.
I'm not Bart.
Duke.
Duke. Oh, damn it.
Really?
I
really?
totally missed that
This
up.
whole
I
time?
can't talk
No.
that fast.
What?
I can't
I
talk as fast as
have it
Bart.
moved. I
can't
have
be
it moved
Bart.
where I can see. So, sweet.
Really? Go the whole time. Really?
No, not the
No,
whole
no,
time.
no.
I knew
All
it
right,
was
I knew
just
it
a few
was
minutes
Duke the
ago.
whole
I just
time.
knew I'm so used to seeing
Yeah,
Bart on
yeah.
the tribes things.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Yep.
I'm getting used to seeing Duke all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it's Bart and Duke. B,
Yeah,
D,
B,
and they're
D.
short. You know,
Yeah.
four-letter words.
I'm not gonna let you forget that. It's
I'm
all right.
okay. I'm not offended.
And
necessarily.
he's usually their esports guy that comes
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
talks
yeah,
about
definitely,
esports
definitely.
things. So,
So.
thank you very much for joining us,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It was fun.
thank you very much. It was
There you
fun.
go.
and we will talk, or we will see you all
You
you
will see
Super
you
Monday Night
people.
Combat guys in a few minutes.
Yes,
We'll be
just
right
a
back.
moment. Intermission-y stuff. Get popcorn.
Yes, do that.